Hello! Yes, the Church of Love podcast is back with a vengeance. Yes, this is season 2 of the Church of Love podcast. We've had a bit of a hiatus, but we're back. It's going to be even better than before. This time we've managed to work it out as a video podcast by using Zoom. Unfortunately, my internet's a bit whack, so this first episode, my video quality isn't great, but we'll work on it. This time we have DJ Hiphoppapotamus, who's a fellow DJ here from Bristol. And we had a wicked time, played lots of his new music. And I hope you enjoy it. Here's the episode. Well, I guess we kick it off.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of the Church of Love podcast.
We're back.
We're back after what, 6 months?
About 5-6 months. I was checking the other day, and the last podcast was uploaded over 5 months ago. We've been slack.
Not much has changed, has it? Since?
I suppose we should start with some introductions, because not everyone knows who everyone is.
Yeah, go for it. Well, I guess I'm Will, Father Funk.
I'm Aidan from TREMOR SOUNDSYSTEM.
And I am Tristan, aka Hiphoppapotamus, aka Tropical Tea Pie.
Here we go. Yeah. How's everyone doing?
Woo! Good, cheers.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Lockdown has removed my concept of time.
Oh yeah.
So someone messaged me today being like, "Oh, what are you doing this bank holiday weekend?" And I was like, "Is it the weekend? Is it a bank holiday? What even are these?
What does a bank holiday even mean anymore?"
Yeah, like Easter. I was like, "What? Are we still celebrating Easter? Is that still a thing now?"
Yeah.
I guess we should kick it off with some tunes. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
I was thinking we start with me and Tristan's collab, More Flava. This is a garage number we've been working on for a while now. I need to get it finished still, but it's pretty much there. So
Bossa Nova Garage Fusion.
Oi, oi.
Nice.
Kick some more flavor. Kick some more flavor. More flavor. Some more flavor. Kick some more flavor. Kick some more flavor. Some more flavor. Kick some more flavor. Kick some more flavor.
Thank you, Evan, for clapping, being at our show. It's quite a big crowd here in my bedroom, you know.
Party for one.
So that was More Flava by myself and Tristan, aka Hiphoppapotamus.
Yeah.
It's pretty
That
dope.
one's
When did you guys start that project?
Ooh,
Quite a while ago now.
I reckon about a
I
year
feel like
ago.
it might have been last summer, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we were playing it last summer.
I feel like you played it on the... Did you play it on the birthday tour, Will?
Maybe.
I feel like I heard it on one of the shows, maybe.
Yeah. It was...
Tristan's probably more likely to have played it on the birthday show.
Or maybe Tristan did.
Maybe.
Who knows? Well, yeah, I mean, like, the last podcast we did was in the lead up to New Year's Eve, and then we were going to do a podcast after, in January, to recap New Year's Eve and big up the birthday tour, and we never had time.
Okay.
So, and the Churchill of birthday tour, Tristan, you came on it with your band, the Hippo Sound System.
Yeah.
And we did, what was it, the Hootenanny in London, Brixton, and Trinity Centre in Bristol, and they were both really dope shows.
Yeah, banging weekend. Props out, guys. 2 massive
It wasn't
shows.
someone fucking crowd surfing on some inflatables or some shit.
Most likely, that's what usually
I
happens.
seem to remember just
Trinity.
crazy shit happening at the Trinity.
Trinity was vibes, man. I'm so glad that went off. That was yeah, that fucking seems like a whole different world, doesn't it?
Gosh, yeah. People when everyone could hug and laugh and dance and spit all over each other. Yes, sad time. Well,
So yeah, how are you coping? You doing good?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Like we're like I'm just keeping busy as I can, making the beats. You know, I'm lucky that I have that, just as you do. You know, have the creative avenue to channel the energy into. It does get to a point where like there's only so much that beats can fill the void of wanting to see my mates and family.
Yeah.
You know, we just got to bear with it, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely find myself kind of like almost getting too sucked into it and then like exhausting myself from trying to distract myself from the reality of life.
Yeah.
Just, like just constantly making music until I'm just like burnt out, you know?
Yeah. And then you have to have a few days break and get your creative juices back.
That's kind of what I've been doing the last couple of days, to be honest.
Fair. Well, you should come see me across the allotment, man. You know, I can pretty much see your house from my bedroom window here. We need to go for some socially distant walks in the park.
Yeah, so close yet so far. So you've been making lots of new music then, yeah?
Yeah, man. Got a bunch. I've prepped you with a couple of my latest new bangers. I've been taking the time to go a little bit off-piste. I've been remixing some more funky business or some, you know, jazzier stuff that's not strictly tropical. You know, just taking the time to have some fun.
Yeah, man. Same with me, really. I think, I didn't really realize until it happened, but how much. I mean, I try and be like, I don't care what people think, but then really, I am making my music for my sets a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And in the minute all the sets disappeared, it was like suddenly I started making like all this dubsteppy stuff and like just shit that I wouldn't have made normally because I would have been thinking about the next gig and like how like I'm normally like
yeah.
That's kind of my inspiration is like what am I going to play in my next set, which is cool, but then it also does limit you to only making what fits within the set you've already got, which is always, you know, for me it's a certain framework-ish. It's like that kind of limits me to a certain amount of tempos, even a certain amount of keys sometimes, and like a certain amount of vibes. It's like if I start making something that isn't going to fit in my set, it's almost not worth me finishing it sometimes, you know?
Yeah, too much.
It's really shitty attitude to have, but you did it without meaning to, you know?
Yeah, it's a prerequisite that you're kind of filling out, isn't it? For the tunes that are needed. So.
Well, should we play one of your new bangers, mate? What should we play?
Yeah, or go for maybe go for the Blind Melon. It's a happy vibe. It's the an old rock and rolly psychedelic vibe blended with some old school jungle breaks, and it's just super happy.
What did you say you were going to call this one?
I reckon I'll call it Blind Watermelon.
Yes, Blind Watermelon by Hiphoppapotamus incoming. Nice.
Safe.
Good shit. So when did you make that one? Real recently?
Yeah. I literally made that 2 or 3 weeks ago. And unlike a lot of my tunes, that one just came together in like 2 or 3 days. You know, just one of those ones.
Nice.
Yeah, it's proper like summertime vibes, like just chilling on a sunny hilltop with your mates, just like smoking a zoot and drinking some cans.
That's exactly what I'm going for, man. So you know, I'm glad. All
Those were the days.
Or your kids frolicking in meadows, whichever version of sunshine it is for you.
Frolicking in a well-lit bedroom.
Yeah. Those trapped in their flats, bless. Oh.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm really grateful of right now is having a garden, man. Like,
tell me about
it,
man.
Yeah, I think if I was in my old place in St. Paul's, I'd be losing my mind a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I can't believe you managed to get away with moving just before all this shit. You know, how long was it? Like a few weeks before all this.
Well, I moved, and then I was in this house for like 2 days, and then I went on tour to Canada.
Yeah, and then when you got back, it was
to come back early, and it was lockdown. Yeah. So it's well timed for sure.
You're literally just in the nick of time.
So one thing we were trying to work out, Tristan. When and how did we meet?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I remember meeting you for the first time. We had a proper chat. We were stood in the smoking area out the back of the Exchange, maybe, or what was that other club that was down there? There was a ghetto funk night anyway there. And we were there. I don't think you were playing. You might have. I'm not sure, but we were chatting up back, and it was in that part of town in Old Market.
Yeah, I can't remember for the fucking life of me.
What was that place that had a cage in it and the top of a different room? Do you know what was that?
A cage? Wasn't that like?
Did it used to be a gay place?
Isn't there? Well, because I know the Old Market Assembly, that used to be what the fuck was it called? The Old Empire Theatre or something like that.
It might have been there.
And that had a cage in. It had like 2 rooms or 3 rooms or something like that. And it was really grotty inside and dark. And
yeah, did Ghetto Funk do a few nights there back in the day?
I can't remember.
I can't remember for the life of me.
I
know Freer, Mike Freer from Slamboree did a couple of nights there with Kirk.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was about the time. It was about the time that the first Scour Records release had come out, and I remember that's the first time I came across Will and Father Funk and his tune on that first release, and meeting him shortly after at that gig, and finding out he was only like 17 or 18 at the time or something like that, and being like, and you're doing all this, and being like, you bastard, you're doing so well already. I just remember feeling like that.
That was pre-mustache days.
Pre-mustache, yeah. You were even more of a whippersnapper, mate.
Snapping those whips.
Yeah.
So another thing, we were thinking like we never really, because we always get people on the podcast that are friends. We never really think to actually ask you like proper questions and shit.
Yeah.
Cool. But I feel like for the sake of the listeners, it's we should do that.
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah. That was cool. We were both fairly fresh in the scene. You were a bit more ahead of me, but I just remember having a little chat at the back and just you're just one of the lads. It's nice.
One of the
lads.
I think I also met Rowan that night too. Leo, producer. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that was at the Lanes then.
Yeah, that was because that was the night because Will, you played it. It was Scout night, wasn't it? Hong Kong Ping Pong. Because Tremor did
like
that night. It was just before I joined Tremor.
It was a little while after that because I remember that night at the Lanes. I think I actually tapped Will on his shoulder whilst he was playing a set, and he pretty much told me to get lost. That was actually the first time we met, but we didn't meet. You just told me to like leave you alone, which is fair enough because you were trying to play your set.
Classic DJ first impression, right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think I was even tapping on the shoulder, like, "Have you got my tune? My one tune that I was all excited that I'd released." It was like, "Yeah, it's not the time. You're doing your set." But yeah.
So how did you actually get started in like making music, and not necessarily just the Hippo project, but like in general?
In general, like the DJ vibe and production.
Well, just like I guess how did you get into like creating music and?
Yeah, I was an avid guitar player for years, from the age of like from early teens until all the way through university, and that just kind of grew and grew, and I was like obsessed with old Woodstock era kind of music and guitar, rock and roll and soul, Motown and funk. Didn't listen to much electronic music. I didn't really have time for a perfectly quantized repetitive beat. It didn't really interest me as much as a funky old school drummer, you know. But then I went to uni, You know, some various
Standard.
intoxicants were had, and the magic of the rave was discovered, and it was great, you know. And it doesn't sound that romantic, but it was. It was great. It was, yeah. And then I kind of throughout uni, I kind of got and slowly realized, okay, that's drum bass. I think I like that. Yeah, and all that. And dubstep was huge at the time. And you know, kind of got my head around what I do and don't like, and found a nice little comfy spot. I realized I liked a bit of reggae jungle vibes. I realized I liked a bit of funky hip hop and all that, and trip hop funk, and sort of all kind of funky beats in between. So I started, and then I had so many mates at uni that were DJs, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna have a go. I'm gonna get myself a little controller and start playing some tunes. And this was literally like the last year of uni, so it's kind of the wrong time to get into it in a way to not make most of that. But that's my journey. And I think my love of the kind of the organic sounds of live music, like bands and real drummers, I think that shines through still in my production.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. No.
I think that sounds like quite a similar path to me, really. Like coming, kind of more into the band side of it, but then always, I don't know. I think I assume you're big into Sublime, right?
Yeah. I'm not always like a die-hard fan, but yeah, I do love them. Yeah, I do love a couple.
Because like that, it was that kind of fusion of styles that really turned me on. You know, like
yeah.
When bands put punk and ska together, or someone put electronic in this, like I used to love Shikari. And, yeah, stuff like that. And I guess I think that's kind of still what we're doing now in a way, isn't it? But electronic music is such a melting pot now. It's kind of.
You know,
never here nor there.
You know it, and I couldn't quite get the satisfaction I want with the guitar. I wanted to perform, but I didn't really have a solo act or anything like that. I couldn't sing, and I couldn't get a band together. You know, finding the right people, the right skills, the right musical taste, the right aims, the right time. You know,
I think there's also there's just not enough money in music to have a band anymore, really.
It's
like to get started, like the amount of money that I make, if I split that between a fucking band, we'd all have to have jobs, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. So much harder for a band to break through. They have
but the time you have to spend to actually get somewhere involves all your time. It's like, you know what I mean? You can't really win.
Yeah, but as well as a promoter, like I tend to only book bigger bands because bands charge more money than the equivalent person who's a DJ who will bring the same amount of people through the door.
Yeah.
And they can provide the same sort of vibe. I'd love to book bands, but when you're like a small sort of night, you have to weigh up your costs, and it's like, that'd be a really sick show, but I could get a DJ who's a third of the price and I'll bring the same amount of tickets through the door and then actually be able to pay the people in the crew who are like working on the show. And it's like a really hard decision to make, but like, so I mean, we still try and include like live elements in every show, but it's so hard to promote sort of bands, especially when bands are sort of like just starting and growing.
Yeah, man. No, I absolutely feel you. I had the same problem with Tropical Tea Party. Ideally, I would have 2 or 3 bands in every night I had, but it's just so hard, you know, like to make the numbers add up. And yes, live music suffers in our industry because of that.
When did you sort of realize / decide that tropical music was your thing, or was that just like a natural progression?
It was a bit of both. It was sort of like a natural like I've always liked stuff that just made you feel ludicrously happy and funky, you know, like the stuff that was feel good, like that last tune, like Fatboy Slim kind of vibes, all that kind of stuff. And that was what I was putting together in my funky mashup sets that just left no genre unturned. But then I began to realize that was a bit like, I kept saying, people would ask me what I play and I'd say everything, and and I kind of did, but I did have a theme running through it, and it also didn't it wasn't like as bookable, if you don't have a bit more of a thing about what you're about, it doesn't fit into the theme. But then I noticed that there'd be quite a few, say, Funky Breaks producers that made a tropical banger. I think there was a Mookie and Pimp Soul number. They remixed that that quite famous Funky Nassau tune that was a really cool tropical banger. And I was like, no, I have a few tunes like that. And I was thinking, I hadn't heard a funky mashup DJ that played all these kind of tropical, Latin, Afro, reggae numbers all mashed up into one set in the way that I could hear it in my head. So I just kind of went for it really on that vibe. And I thought the Hippo sounded like he'd be a tropical kind of dude, and it all kind of fit my branding. And apart from the fact it says hip hop in my name, but it still has elements of hip hop. It has elements of most electronic music genres, but mashed up with the tropical sounds. And
I mean, the way I see it, what we do is kind of more hip hop than it is electronic music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the way that we approach like sort of the collage of samples and
yeah, and where we flip
obviously
a
my
sample.
stuff, my stuff's become a bit more bass music-y, but
Yeah.
it's still kind of it's still a similar vibe, isn't it? It's and hip hop's all about taking an old vibe and making it fucking funky and hard, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Rather than just, I don't know. I think I don't really resonate too hard with like being a drum and bass producer or whatever. Even though I make a fucking ton of drum and bass, I don't really see myself as that, you know.
Yeah, likewise, and we don't quite fit into the strict junglist drum and bass modern scene, do we? Either, you know, they play what they do is much more defined and kind of sectioned off in a way. Whereas we,
do you ever feel like you're kind of pigeonholed, or that you're stuck with your tropical thing, or are you quite happy just that being the vibe?
To be fair, no, to be honest, I feel kind of lucky that I've picked this, because not many other people are doing it, so I kind of do it as I please. And like, and it's tropical is such a large umbrella term that, you know, it can, you know, you can flip the word could kind of mean exotic, and I'm doing Bangra and stuff too, you know, and it kind of fits. So like, if I'm bored of making
cultural appreciation,
he knows it. Yeah. So if I'm bored of making Brazilian drum and bass, like I can go and make some Afro house, or a classical reggae hip hop vibe, or, you know, or just explore new things. Like when I did have an urge to get a bit more interesting and out there and deeper, and I've got that now, rather than being the happy hippo sound. But I've got that now with my band Hippo SOUNDSYSTEM, which is why I've also given them a different name, because that sound is going to become more about a deeper and more experimental fusion of global and bass music. So yeah, that gets more psychedelic and shamany and trippy and stuff. So.
Well, that's probably a good time to segue into one of those EP tracks from Hippo SOUNDSYSTEM.
Yeah, sound. Yeah, you can hear one of those
right now. Segue.
Nice.
Ding ding. Which one do you reckon?
Well, on that vibe, Into the Jungle is probably the most psychedelic, but we want to play one of the vocal tracks later too. But yes, if we want to hear the kind of opposite ends of my spectrum, the happy hippo sound to the deep hippo sound.
Let's do it.
Yeah, smash it on.
Sweet. This is Into the Jungle by Hippo SOUNDSYSTEM. I'm gonna go for a quick wee and be right back.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
Safe. You got the
Stuff,
gist,
man.
That's sick. Proper. I love the atmospheric, like sort of jungly, mystical moodiness of it. It's sick.
Nice one, man. Yeah, it's always been my aim, an aim of mine to make jungle that actually sounds like a jungle. So that's it.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Did Jake do the mastering for that?
He did. He polished that. Wow, nice. He's great. He is.
It's a good job the answer was yes, so that would have been a bit awkward, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jake. Shout out to Jake.
It's a good job he did a good job because, you know, if he didn't, I'm like, yeah, but I'm not happy with him. Then, you know, he did. So shout out to K.O.G Beats. You need mastering. Go see him.
Yeah, boom. So was that part of your Kickstarter EP project thing then?
Yeah. That's part of what the crowdfunding was for, to raise money.
Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. We I already had these tracks ready to go, mastered, I'd done all the hard work, the creative work. I just needed a bit of help raising the funds to make some proper music videos and to put some proper PR campaigns behind them, you know. And I've got a animation made by Michael Bolton, who does a lot of your artwork too, I know.
Yeah, well, took to the drinks and stuff, but yeah, he's amazing.
Nice, yeah. You do a lot of yours yourself as well, don't you? And then he's done me cover art and animation, and it's really annoying. We had all the plans in place for one of the other music video that was planned, but obviously COVID came in, we can't really do anything. So I think what I'm gonna do is just release the EP and one of the music videos within a month. I'm hoping this month. I'm still waiting for the date to be confirmed by the distributor, and then have the second video and release party as soon as we can after the lockdown is lifted.
Cool.
Is the plan. But yeah, that's the new release.
Are you putting it out on Bandcamp, or is it going to be like
it's gonna be through
Spotify thing and whatnot?
It's with CD Baby right now to go out to all platforms. It is sample based, so I'm slightly worried. The reason it's been with them for over a week, I'm slightly worried that they're gonna have problems with it being sample heavy or whatever, or tracing the samples, but we'll see. It will be hoping for it to be out on all platforms.
It's such a great area, that, man. Like, I mean, I wouldn't put my straight up bootlegs on Spotify and shit. But then there's like Flamingosis, where it's like a whole album of fucking loops from old tunes. Like,
yeah. I mean,
he obviously gets away with it.
Yeah. People like Killer Mill and Proletarian, and all those hip hop producers that make those kind of funky beats. They all, they're taking up the same samples as I do and putting their kind of what
they can't be clearing them, can they?
No. So it's just a question if you get caught and if there are rights holders of that sample that are going to come after you, and then even if there's something to come after, but obviously you got to get past auto detection first, or people do know.
Yeah, I think it's all a bit of the luck of the draw as well.
It is,
like you just never know.
No,
Who knows it? I mean, even with this podcast, we shouldn't really be playing stuff that isn't owned by us, but fuck it, see what happens.
Mate, if we followed all the rules, we wouldn't actually have parties, I swear,
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus. Yeah.
Well, Aidan, I think it might be time for the news,
Oh! I think it might be time for the news, yeah. This week around the world, we've got some interesting news stories for you. A Christian TV host says vegetarian hamburgers are a Luciferian plot to change human DNA. Hundreds of nuns trained in Kung Fu are biking at the Himalayas to oppose human trafficking. Coronavirus porn is going viral on Pornhub.
Wow.
Of course it is.
Gimp suit man still on the loose in Somerset despite police helicopter search and 2 arrests.
Helicopter.
Indy, where are you?
It can't be Indy, he's in Belgium.
I know.
He's managed to escape that far.
Papa John reveals that he lied to America and didn't actually eat 40 pizzas in 30 days. And finally, businessman ordered to rename shop Singsbury's and decides on new name Morrisings. There we go, and that is the news.
Wow.
Yes. Well done.
I think that's the most I've ever enjoyed the news.
I mean, I think the funniest one is that fucking gimp suit man. Have you seen some of the news articles? It's just like this.
No.
guy keeps dressing up in a gimp suit and terrorizing these villages, just like standing and like watching people and stuff, and they're just trying to find out who it is, and they still haven't caught him.
Wow, I'm looking at it now. I've not heard about this, but Gimp Suit Man terrifies woman in Somerset Village. Oh,
Somerset Village of all places as well.
wow. Oh no, this one's from 2019. Is this a recurring problem? Unless they put the wrong date. Yeah.
I think I'm technically in Somerset now. Like Long Ashton isn't like. I think I'm like North Somerset Council. Oh. So I hope the Gimp Suit Man doesn't come round here.
I bet you do, really. Corona porn. What's that? Is that just porn made at home during Corona, or what?
I think it's like, you know, the really bad porn acting where it's like just like pizza delivery guys and stuff. I think it's just like really bad porn acting of people in quarantine being like,
oh right, it's got the theme in the narrative.
Yeah,
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, oh yeah.
And I
wearing my
imagine
mask and gloves.
Probably a lot of it is families in quarantine as well, like fucking dads and sisters and just horrible shit like that.
Oh god.
That's some great sample opportunities right there. I'm gonna jump right on that.
Corona porn.
Oh dear.
Wow, cool.
Well, what a great news section, eh?
Yeah, very.
So yeah, I've got a very exclusive dubplate banger for you guys to check out.
Oh.
So you know, me and Andreas were in the Alps recently.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're by the slopes, having a tight of left. By the slopes, you know, just put our skis up, and this record just rolled down the piste, and I thought, let's go check that out. And it was a bootleg of DJ Hazard. It said Mr. Sunday on it, so should you have a listen?
Okay, cool. That's hilarious. Oh no!
Oh, what a banger that is!
Oh dear.
Oh, I wonder what gems we'll find next.
That's hilarious.
For the best Mr. Hazard dubplate.
That is funny though, I have to say.
What a banger! I'm excited to see our the Ski Sunday video.
Yes. Are we allowed to talk about that? Angus isn't listening right now, is he?
Well, this is probably it'll have been and gone by the time this comes out. For anyone who's listening, it's Angus Bedford's 30th birthday coming up, so we've all been making a Ski Sunday video for his to say happy birthday to him, since we can't actually go and party with him.
Yeah, the edit's almost done. I was getting really annoyed with it, so I was like, Leora, while I'm recording the podcast, because you're a video editor, can you just tidy it up and make it better, please? So she's polishing it off while we're doing this.
Nice, look at that. What a production workhorse. Sweet. Well, I guess we should probably have some more music. I mean, again, like I said, we're going to put putting this out a bit later, but as of recording, I've got a new single coming out tomorrow called Daddy Disco.
Cool.
Which I accidentally sent to my entire promo list as Disco Daddy.
Yeah. I was going to say that.
But here is Daddy Disco. Is that the one? Yeah, that's it.
I mean, Disco Daddy sounds a bit like a porn star name.
Disco Daddy sounds like a great alternative name for you, anyway.
Yeah, well, that was the idea.
So funky, so funky, so funky.
You can call me Daddy.
yeah, that's my new single, Daddy Disco, which is probably out now if you're listening.
Nice, man.
Yeah, proper funky.
Thank you.
It's great vibes.
No one could deny that's funkability.
Well, yeah, since I've got this album of absolute bangers coming out soon, I thought it was good to slip out a little cheeky funky number.
Nice.
Well, I guess we should probably start wrapping up soon, hey?
Well, that was quick. Wow.
Well, one thing that we do normally do is play play a track that's been sampled, an absolute classic, which we should probably squeeze in there as well. I was thinking this time we should play, wait, where is that? Screechy, Walking Skank, which is sampled in On a Ragga Tip by SL2.
Mm-hmm.
This is an absolute classic, and I'm pretty sure the bass line from this was actually originally like the did was originally in like some David Bowie tune back in the day.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll have to like look into that for next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's have Walking Skank by Screechy.
That's been sampled loads.
Now all and pull up. Have a drink, I want to take a sup. Hey, badaya, bawala dai de eng badaya, bawala dai de eng badaya, bawala dai de eng bada da wala dai de eng badaya, bawala dai guan. Walk and skank, me say walk and skank, yes sir. Walk and skank, me say walk and skank, guan. Walk and skank, me say walk and skank. You go to the street, you fi walk and skank. You go to the street, you fi walk and skank. You come in at the dance, you fi walk and skank. One in your pocket and one by your side. A hand in your pocket and one by your side. You walk with a limp or you walk with a stride. You walk with a limp or you walk with a stride. Say mine you don't slipper, say mine you don't slide. Say mine you don't slipper, me say mine you don't slide. That if you do that, you will broke your backside. Say if you do that, you will broke your backside. Cause some of them a walk and they do it with a glide. Walk and skank, me say walk and skank. Walk and skank, me say walk and skank. The long time style that used to go live back. The 84 style, you know I walk and skank. The downtown posse them a walk and skank. And the uptown posse them a walk and skank. They come in at the dance and you duck and skank. One hand in your pocket and one by your side. Hand in your pocket and a hand by your side. It's either the Screechy said that me a top rank. Around the microphone, you know me don't rank. Say when me get me money, say me put it in a bank. Me have a new car, it no start with a crank. It run out of petrol, me full up the tank. It run out of petrol, me full up the tank. And as a MC, me full of funny prank. Say as a MC, say me full of funny prank. One, walk and skank, me say walk and skank. Walk and skank, me say walk and skank. You go out on the street, you fi walk and skank. You go out on the street, you fi walk and skank. You come in at the dance, you fi walk and skank. You come in at the dance, you fi walk and skank. One in your pocket and one by your side. A hand in your pocket and a hand by your side. You walk with a limp and you walk with a stride. You walk with a limp and you walk with a stride. Say mine you don't slipper, say mine you don't slide. Say mine you don't slipper, me say mine you don't slide. Cause if you do that, you will broke your backside. Say if you do that, you will broke your backside. Say some of them a walk and they do it with a glide. Say some of them a walk and they do it with a glide. Walk and skank, me say walk and skank. Yes, walk and skank, me say walk and skank. Should I see the uptown posse walk and skank? Should I see the downtown posse walk and skank? Say inna the dance, say they walk and skank. Say inna the dance, say they walk and skank. And some of them a go on like them a top rank. Say some of them a go on like them a top rank. But walk and skank, them a walk and skank. Walk and skank, them a walk and skank. Yes sir, walk and skank, them a walk and skank. Say round the microphone, you know me don't rap. Say round the microphone, you know me don't rap. Cause as a MC, say me a top rank. Say as a MC, say me a top rank. When I have a new car, it no start with a crank. When I have a new car, it no start with a crank. It run out of petrol, me full up the tank. It run out of petrol, me full up the tank. And as a MC,
Yes, that was Walking Skank by Screechy.
Yeah, man. On a Ragga Tip classic.
I was thinking that could potentially be one of our garage numbers, couldn't it?
What, a garage jar Screechy?
On a garage tip.
Yeah, exactly. That could be fun.
I was thinking that would be a cool name for the compilation that we want all to put together as well. Yeah.
Well, do you want to talk to us about that?
Yeah, we could touch on that quickly. Yeah, that you and I have been making some garage, like that first tune we heard, that bossa nova tropical garage number, and I've invited all of our funky DJ friends from Extra Medium, Waggles, Mr. Stabalina, pretty much anyone on the Scour Records family to come and, as well as Indian Man, shout out to Jay, to come and make some garage infused fun. So, because like garage it's quite like, you know, it's defined by its swingy kind of housey, techie, broken beat, but it's not been infused with like a lot of other things really. There's a bit of ragga garage, there's a little tiny bit of banger garage out there, but you know, there could be funk garage, jazz garage, all kinds of garage, couldn't there really? Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, at least its comeback hasn't been particularly diverse. It's kind of like when it was first on the scene, it was very musical. I think the comeback of garage has been very not musical.
Yeah. It's just pure club music, isn't it? I mean, it's Craig David.
And also, a lot of it just isn't even garage. It's just like 140 fucking bass line.
Yeah.
People call it garage. I mean, it's good music. It's fun, but it's not really garage.
He knows it. So yeah, the mission with this is to just have some fun experimenting with more fun infusion garage. Yeah, inject some fun into the garage is the idea. So we'll see. Hopefully in a few months' time, we'll have between 10 and 20 tracks from us and all our mates.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, that's the aim.
Do you have any other projects in the pipeline apart from the EP, obviously?
There's the next EP's lining up. I've got a Salsa Fusions EP that it's coming together nicely. Mr. James Evans, as he's listening to this, he doesn't know it yet, but he's gonna receive a copy soon. See what he thinks for Scour Records.
Nice.
It involves breakbeat salsa, trap salsa, jungle salsa, housey salsa, all kinds of salsa.
Nice.
And then there's an Afro Edits EP that I'm cooking up for a free download with the for Hippo Sound System, which there's more kind of bootlegs made by the Hippo Sound System. Those will be nice. And just whatever else I can make. I'm going to try and release as soon as possible a little lockdown EP that I touched on earlier, which will have that Blind Melon remix. It'll also have a Simon & Garfunkel remix and a Primal Scream remix, as well as my full tune all in there. That's all coming together. That's going to be a fun off-piece fusion EP. Nice.
Well, should we play another one of those? Do you want to play the Simon & Garfunkel, or do you want to play another one off the EP?
To be honest, I think what's really important to get in there right now would be maybe the Spyda tune from the forthcoming Hippo Sound System EP. But yeah, go for it if you want to go Simon & Garfunkel.
Which one's that?
Music for Your Mind.
Cool.
That's the.
Well, let's do that.
Nice one.
Oh yeah, as in featuring Spyda. Well, do you want to maybe tell us about how that came together first before we play it?
Yeah. This is
and who that is for anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah. This is our debut single from the Hippo Sound System, and it's African drum bass jungle fusion kind of vibe. But we've got the legendary MC Spyda on there, as well as K.O.G and Franz Von. But Spyda's the original Tarantula singer who sung that along with Tenor Fly on the old Pendulum Classic, didn't he? And I lucked out on having him on this track for free because he happened in on the studio in the day that I was recording Kwaku and Franz for this track, and he just got so gassed off the vibe that we had going.
Well, they just jumped. He was like, "Can I jump on the track?"
Yeah. He was literally like, He's like, kind of. At first, I didn't realize who he was. He was just kind of hanging around and chatting our ears off, and he seemed kind of keen to get involved. And I was sort of like, "Oh, all right, mate. I'm just trying to record the lads on the track here and trying to get going." I've spent a lot of time getting to this moment in the studio with him. So, but then he left to go to the toilet, and the owner of the studio, Origin One, was like, "Do you know who that is?" I was like, "No." He's like, Tarantula, all that Spyda. I was like, "What?" And so he comes back in the studio, and we're like, "Mate, get in the booth." So the rest is history. We got this tune, and I think half of the reason I got such vocals that I'm so happy with is because everyone had such a good day in the studio. Everyone was vibing, bouncing off each other, and so excited to be together. So
yeah, man, that's half of the fun and half the work, I think, isn't it?
No,
that's why I'm not necessarily too fussed about things being recorded in a pristine studio as well. Like if you can get, as long as you can get a good enough recording, it's more about the vibe, isn't it? At the end of the day,
Absolutely about the vibe and the energy rather than the crystal clarity, isn't it?
Sweet. Well, yeah, this is Music for Your Mind by Hippo SOUNDSYSTEM featuring Spyda, K.O.G and Franz. Is that right?
Franz Von, yeah, man.
Boom.
That's my actual answer machine message from Spyda.
Yo, King, give me a call when you rise up, yeah? Spyda, big up, bless up.
You know you fucking got a great voice when your answer machine messages are that fucking dope.
Yeah. Yes, King, yes, King.
Yo, yellow, Black Tarantula talking, man. Here to your business you don't know. Come again, let me get the drop. People around the world, leave your problems them behind. We got music for your soul, we got music for your mind. It don't matter where you come from, and take a minute of your time. Done with the wickedness, no time for waste. We're moving up the ends, but we not forget we place. Every weekend me pon the drums and bass. Now the Afro jungle, they just a control the place. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Color we rock it in a oh yeah, oh yeah. We have to get back down to united. We have to get down to wanna be free. No matter what are you wearing and you're daring. Right now, color we all be free. Color we rock it in a oh yeah. Way up north, oh yeah. Way down south, oh yeah. Yeah, man like Franz.
Yeah, blood in my art form, love in the jungle, bust in the bars, drama entourage, rolling as one duns in the dance. So, y'all a slow wine on the dance floor, looking in my eyes, yeah, they want more. Grab my flow, double on torn draws, I'm 007, mission impossible. Never topple this king, I defend my thing, I'm unstoppable. Super villain, my status rapper, fanatical, boss it double spectacular, calculating the capital. Spitting the river, the flow so natural, giving them hope. I'm actually living this role ambassador, repping it real vernacular, telling them calling challenges. Pen is more than Excalibur, venom exploding canister.
Yeah.
Diligent study below my stamina, filling my dome and knowledge just below my own basilica. Still I'm in it to win, it feels so familiar. Pole position, the podium, raise a toast to the victor.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you dance.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you move.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you dance.
oh yeah,
I wanna make you move.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you dance.
oh yeah,
You got to give the move.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you dance.
oh yeah.
Is that a hippo?
Whoa boy, whoa boy, whoa boy, whoa boy.
Nine, 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 nine. Hey, hey, yeah. We take the music and the feeling and the article vibe. Run the rhythm, ting-a-ling. I'm gonna tell you no lie. Well, no lie. We take the music and the feeling and the article vibe. Run the rhythm, ting-a-ling. I'm gonna tell you no lie. Yeah, no lie. Yeah, I am original, live out of the guitar. I'm unfamiliar, dance Alamania, Africa, Arabia, America, Australia. Dropping on your area, the vibe is superior. Chain like a million, my style is a million. Young with no linger and fire in a Babylon. Push it up, rebellion, passion up your cranium. Live it, man, you win some, you carry on, yarn. I'm gonna make you dance.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you move.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you dance.
oh yeah,
You got to give the move.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you dance.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you move.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you dance.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Way up north, oh yeah. Way down south, oh yeah. Think man never told ya, oh yeah. Ragamuffin there, oh yeah. Way up north, oh yeah. Way down south, you just
Did you say cheese and bread?
Yeah, that's one of his like sayings. Cheese and bread. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's funny. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, that was fucking great, man.
Nice one, man.
Yeah,
I don't think I've actually heard that kind of like outside of a gig properly, you know?
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, that's the final master version. There was a bitch to get to the final one that I was really happy with.
Yeah, I bet it's a lot going on. It's fucking wicked though. Those three amazing vocalists, very different sounds, different tones.
Nice one.
Fuck yeah.
Nice one, bro. That means a lot. Thank you.
So do you have a release date on that yet? Sorry, I don't know if you already said.
I've selected the 20th of May on CD Baby. It's just not been approved yet. It's annoying. It's been a week, and I kind of want to know. Otherwise, I want to, I've got to make the PR campaign. But I sent them a message. We'll see. It's going to be as soon as possible, really, within a 2-week time lead up period to promote it. But
sweet.
Yeah, hopefully, if not the end of this month, beginning of next month.
Sweet.
So look out for that one. Yeah.
Cool, man.
So
where are we at on time, Adam?
I think we're almost an hour. I think we're about an hour. We could we should probably wrap it up now. But I guess before we wrap it up, we should probably mention who we've got on the next podcast, because we are aiming to not be so slack on season 2. We're going to aim to try and get them out weekly. Wow. We got the Mike and Shiv from the Dirty Moonshine Big Band on episode 2. So,
cool.
Something to look forward to.
Is there anything you want to plug, Tristan, apart from obviously the EP and?
No, I think I've plugged enough. I'm not running any events right now, sadly, but just check out the pages: Tropical Tea Party, Hippo Sound System, Hiphoppapotamus. Look out for all the new tunes coming. There's lots coming. I'm just gonna keep churning them out now.
Yeah, man, that's the plan, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's all we can do, innit?
Knows it. Nice.
Sweet, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on.
No worries. Thank you for having me. It's great to see you and hear you.
Yeah. Thanks for we've been trying to get you on for a while, so it's nice to finally get you on properly and have a nice catch up.
Nice.
It's been fun.
Yeah, man. Nice one. You too, guys.
Let's have a little socially distant walk sometime.
Yeah, sounds banging. Sound. What are you going to see us out on?
That's 2 BBC themes we've had this afternoon.
You guys aren't wearing pants. You didn't tell me this. Oh my god. No, I feel like I've got some weird kind of fucked up ham show.
Yeah, it's been a full pants down interview.
Thank goodness Zoom only gets the head.
I wish I was getting the head.
Hey!
Well, until next time, guys.
Nice one, guys.
Thanks so much.
Take care. Nice to see you.
Yes. Thanks for watching, guys. That was the first episode of season 2 of the Church of Love podcast. We'll be back next week with another episode for you guys, so keep an eye out for that. And until then, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Big loves.